Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Kelly McAdams. I am Associate Dean of Nursing here at Pasco-Hernando State College. I welcome each of you to the college's Fall 2022 Registered Nurse Pinning Ceremony. At this time, I ask that you please silence your cell phones and that you rise as our graduates process into the auditorium and remain standing for our Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You all may be seated. Thank you, Chad, for leading the pledge. At this time, please welcome Mr. John Mitten, Chair of the Pasco-Hernando State College Board of Trustees.
Thank you, Dr. McAdams. On behalf of the College District Board of Trustees, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to the Nurses Pinning Ceremony this afternoon. The board is keenly aware of the critical need for well-educated nurses in Hernando and Pasco counties, and we are very proud of the amazing and excellent reputation of our healthcare programs among our community health partners. Skilled and knowledgeable PHSC nursing graduates gain employment in high-demand positions within our community. In fact, our nursing programs have been recognized as among the best in Tampa Bay, and our nursing graduates consistently exceed the state and national pass rate on licensure examinations. Graduates, I am thrilled to share this special occasion with you this afternoon and to join your family and friends in celebrating these great accomplishments. Based on the quality of our health programs, should I ever need care of a nurse, I can only hope that I am fortunate enough to have a PHSC prepared nurse to take care of me at my bedside. Again, on behalf of the District Board of Trustees, congratulations and best wishes for an amazing career in the most honorable and compassionate field of nursing. Now please welcome PHSC President Dr. Timothy Beard.
Thank you, Chair Mitten. Good afternoon. As we often say during this time of the year in these type celebrations, these are our most golden moments. I want to welcome again our nursing graduates, faculty, staff, and guests. We are so pleased to celebrate our winter 2022 nursing students and our graduates. This special class also is notably graduating during the college's 50th anniversary celebration year. That's worthy of a round of applause to these graduates and to this great institution. We have with us this afternoon those individuals who make it happen. And I am pleased to ask two of our board members to please stand and be recognized. Ms. Marilyn Pearson Adams from Hernando County. Also from Hernando County, our board chair, whom you just heard from, Mr. John Mitten. Let's give them a hand. Thank you. We also have representatives from our hospitals or clinical partners with us this evening, and we're going to ask you to please stand and be recognized as well. Behind me. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Your role as nursing partners in our nursing program is critically important in training our student nurses. So again, I want to thank you, our nursing partners. PHSC nursing faculty, administrators, and staff, we want you to please stand and be recognized. We really appreciate you. Come on and take a stand for us. The instructions that our faculty provide is really invaluable. And as Chair Mittens echoed, we are the best of the best. Nursing students, let me just say graduates, you have completed the requirements for an extremely important, rigorous nursing program. You have invested countless hours in the classroom in preparing for exams and working in clinical settings. You are graduating this evening because of your dedication to your studies, balancing personal obligations with the great demands of your education training. In addition, many of you maintain jobs throughout your nursing program. We are very, very proud of your accomplishments. Nursing is a field in critical, great need and demand. Educated and clinically prepared professionals, you as nurses have the skills and the commitment and the passion in the field that's so much needed more than ever before. You have prepared a role that heals bodies and often hearts and minds and souls, offering respect and dignity to patients at their most vulnerable moments. Is inherent and part of what you do as a person and as a professional. You have chosen a very unique and sophisticated technical career that requires compassion and a depth of character beyond the ordinary. While challenges and sometimes heartbreaking, your professional journey will also allow you to witness life's most happiest moments. The moments with a patient who becomes cancer-free, the birth of an infant, the gratitude expressed by patients and their loved ones who benefit from your persistent and constant care. As a PHSC nursing graduate, we are confident that you are well prepared for a successful career. So let me say congratulations again on your graduation and best wishes as you enter this most notable profession we call nursing. And let me just say, there's a saying that I often say, that you can get there from here and meet me at the top. You are already at the top. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Beard. I would like to take a moment to recognize the individuals and organizations contributing to our students' success. Okay, please allow me to start with PHSC's nursing faculty and staff. I know Dr. Beard mentioned this, but would you please stand, the nursing faculty and staff? So, without our faculty and staff, our graduates would not be able to achieve their intended goals. So these are expert nurses and expert educators, and we appreciate them deeply. Classroom, lab, and clinical. They have a tough job, and I think they did a great job with all of you. So there are additional Pasco-Hernando State College faculty, staff, and administrators here. So as Dr. Beard did, could we please just acknowledge them, give them a round of applause? And we also want to mention our community healthcare partners. So we do have some additional partners I know who are actually in our lobby. They are setting up for some special things for our students and our graduates. So I just want to recognize all of our partners. Without our clinical partners, our students would not be able to have the opportunity to practice the skills they've learned in class within a clinical environment and in that real-world setting. So we greatly appreciate our clinical partners. If you are an active member of our military, a veteran, or a veteran's family member, please stand and accept our recognition and gratitude for your service. Okay. If you are a graduate of PHSC, please stand and be recognized. All of you. Okay. Finally, it hasn't sunk in yet, has it? I know. Finally, we want to acknowledge the students' families and friends who have been the source of encouragement and inspiration for them as they work diligently to complete the nursing program. Trust me when I tell you, I remember the support of my family when I was in a nursing program. We know you've seen them at their worst and their best and have lived through every meltdown and all 15 pounds that they've graduated, or that they've gained until they graduated. And so I would like you all to take just a moment, acknowledge your family and friends. So. We always tell our incoming students, make sure you have a solid circle, because without that support, it's very, very difficult to be successful. So, all right. So at this time, I would like to introduce Nicole Pick from the West Campus RN cohort, who will be sharing her reflections on nursing. Following Ms. Pick, Veronica Lynn Potts from the Porter campus will be sharing her reflections.
Hello, faculty, fellow students, family, and friends. My name is Nicole Pick, and I'm honored to be up here representing Pasco-Hernando State College, West Campus, ADN graduates of December 2022. Pardon my language, but I have to say a bad word. COVID. For most of us, COVID definitely started our nursing program about a semester late. But for that reason, we had a much smaller classroom, size of just 18 compared to the normal 40 plus. This created a much different experience and made the journey so much more special because of the people along the way. Starting with the professors. We had the privilege from learning from them for smaller classroom settings. We were lucky to start our journey in fundamentals with Assistant Professor Thompson and Associate Professor Ernest. We continued our journey in Adult 1 with Associate Professor Levica and Sokelski. Spent maternal child with Assistant Professors Morris and Karen, And of course, our simulations with Dr. Macias and Dr. Laubach, finishing Adult 2 and 3 with Assistant Professors Potts and Full Circle Assistant Professor Thompson. How lucky are we to have Professor T not once, but twice? All of these wonderful ladies have helped mold each and every single one of us. Their dedication and hard work pushed us all to be our very best. There might have been some tears along the way, but it's in those challenging moments that made us better. Thank you all so much for your knowledge and your wisdom you have given us. We will take a piece of you with us in the field with each shift, with every patient we care for. To our support system at home, we could not have done this without all of you. You helped encourage us through very rigorous program as we spent many hours at school, at clinical, and at our desks studying what felt like an eternity. So thank you for making meals, doing car loop, Mom, entertaining the kids, running errands, and keeping the house afloat for us. You are a huge part of the reason we made it through nursing school. Thank you. To my husband and my daughter, Dan and Emma, thank you for pushing me and believing in me and encouraging me even when I didn't believe in myself. I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for your love and support. I love you both so much. As for my fellow nursing students, I want to say how appreciative I am to have gone through this program with each and every single one of you. Do you all remember the first week of fundamentals when we couldn't even take a blood pressure? Yeah. Look at us now. We have cried together, but most importantly, we have laughed together, and the laughs have far outweighed the tears. From study groups to fun outings, we have supported one another and gained some amazing friendships. I think you all are some of the most amazing and dedicated people I've ever met. You balance life and nursing school, showing me that you can do anything you set mind to. Some of us raised kids, had grandchildren, adopt fur babies, remodeled a kitchen, fell in love, got engaged, got pregnant, had a baby, and then got pregnant again. All while completing this intense program. We never slowed down and pushed through the hurdles and enjoyed the joys of life and school. You are all going to be wonderful nurses, not only because you're super smart and knowledgeable, but because you're all caring and kind people. I want to wish everyone the best of luck as we continue our journeys, taking the NCLEX and passing on the first try, becoming RNs, and moving on to the BSN program. We got this.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh my gosh, I forgot my badge and my stethoscope. Can I still stay, Dr. Alio? Am I good? Okay, good. Woo! That was close. I almost got kicked out, just right there. Man, y'all know the feeling, don't you? Mm-hmm. Woo! I want you to take a look at this group. Are they not shiny? They are like angels, aren't they? How exciting. Oh my goodness. Well, I am extremely humbled to have been chosen to represent Porter Campus here today. Now, I'm not sure if it was out of respect or if they just felt sorry for the old lady in the group. So I'm going to believe it was out of respect and go with that. Yeah, what a journey. Does anyone beside myself feel like you have been on an emotional roller coaster ride called nursing school and wishing we could have put our hands in the air and wave them like we just don't care? I don't know about the rest of you, but I have experienced the ups and downs of this ride, and I had to care. Some of the screams on this ride have been, wee! Most were, ah! Y'all know that, don't you? Mm-hmm. Yep. Everyone take a look around. Everyone in this room take a look around. There's a part everyone played in this moment. Everybody, not like graduation tomorrow where you don't know some of them folks. But right now, everybody had a part in this victory. That's exciting. That is absolutely awesome. We have family members in this room, friends in this room, instructors, staff, administration, who have all had a part of this journey. To our family and friends, again, who had the front row seats to our cray-cray of intense emotional highs and lows, thank you for listening to the screams of victory and the cries of defeat. We were humbled by every prayer. We relished every word of encouragement and so needed those shoulders to cry on. Thank you, baby. You know who I'm talking to. Thank you. Without you, we could not have done this. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, family and friends. To our instructors, although I'm not as familiar with the instructors from West Campus, I know that you must be just as special as our instructors from the Porter, because to my knowledge, none of you ever strangled a student. Thank you for that. You're amazing, amazing. Woo! Thank you for exhibiting great self-control. Thank you, all the way instructors from fundamentals to adult 2-3 for pushing us to grow beyond our perceived ideas of stretchability. Thank you, instructors, for being stretchable and bendable. We at Porter are well aware of the bendability and contortionist skills of Dr. Alio. She has had to bend in ways that most humans would shatter all their bones under that same pressure just to get us to this finish line. Thank you, Dr. Alio, for doing the work of 3 to 4 instructors minimally, and you did it well. Thank you for being so bendy. She is very bendy, and it was a blessing. Oh, I know that all of us students, both campuses, have had those special moments when an instructor or instructors, you knew they really believed in you, far more than you ever believed in yourself. Far more. For that, we truly are grateful that you saw something inside us more than we were capable of seeing in ourselves. Thank you for that. Thank you to the administration and the staff and everyone else who had the part. That's just the thank yous. Hang on, pages. We got more pages to go. We're good. All right. So, through nursing school, flipped a page, got a page. We're good. We're just gonna ride with it. See, this is why we can ride with things, because we have page 2, where page 3 is supposed to be. But I'm pretending that none of you knew that, and I'm just gonna stand right here, flip my pages, and go, oh look, there's page 2. We're good to go. When asked to give reflection of my nursing experience, I took some time to ponder on those particulars. I wanted to be able to verbalize to some degree, not just my heart and experience, but somehow how to capture every student's heart and experience. I began to look over the entirety of nursing school from the beginning to this very moment to try to isolate those particular moments that helped to shape us. A few things began to emerge from my memory, you know, the ones that weren't psychologically blocked. So, yeah. And I remembered orientation. Now, a few of us in this group were at that orientation going into 2020, January 2020. And it was at this orientation, you know, you go in and you're so excited because you think, oh my gosh, I was picked for nursing school. I did great on the T's and I'm going to be so inspired by the orientation and everything that's going on. And then they began to speak of what not to do. And don't ever let this happen. And I'll never forget as long as I live the story of the student, the car, and the pig. You say, what? Yes, there we are, trying to be excited. And Dr. Gabbard began to tell a story about a student who came in late. You know, you don't ever come in late to clinical. Never, ever, you don't ever do that, okay? Well, not only did this student come in late, she came in very late, and then you're thinking, oh my gosh, they're going to kick me out. They're going to kick me out. Well, what had happened was the girl hit a pig. She hit a pig. It was a for real accident. And she came in and she's trying to tell them, I'm here. And you're like, we don't care. But I'm here. We still don't care. And she had to drag Dr. Gabbard out and show her the blooded hole in her car. Yeah. That's how my orientation started off. Yeah. That struck such fear in me, and my husband can tell you this is the truth. I'm driving home. All the excitement of nursing school was sucked from my soul. Absolutely. Because now, this is what happened. I go in the house. My sweet husband, well, how was it? Let me tell you how it was. And I grabbed him to me, and I said, listen, baby, if you ever get a call from emergency personnel, whether I'm going to clinical or I'm going to theory or I'm going to lab, you don't call anybody. You don't call mama. You don't call daddy. You don't even get in the car and come to the hospital. You get on the call, you get on the phone and you call an instructor because they're going to kick me out. Yeah. And you better let them know I'm dead so they don't kick me out without an excused absence. That's right. Now, I know that the message that they were trying to communicate at orientation was not supposed to be one of inciting fear. Ha ha ha. Maybe. I'm not sure, but the message was needed, and it was one of this: rise up with greater demands upon ourselves. And we needed to start and walk this journey out with accountability and excellence. That was the minimal expectation, and so the emotional journey began. We moved into fundamentals, began to learn. Into adult nursing 1, learned more and grew more. Then came maternal child and nursing. Some of us, it was not just your old regular of the mill maternal child and nursing. And oddly, I can see Dr. Lobau's grin from here. Yeah. We had the summer MCN. Not a joyful experience. Was not. Dun, dun, dun. But we did it. We did it. It was intense, but we did it. So in these memory recall of reflections, it was in this class that was taught by two of the most brilliant minds in nursing, Dr. Lobau and Dr. Macias, that I had one of the biggest epiphanies come to me regarding my overall reflection and summation of nursing school. You see, during one lecture given by Dr. Lobau about maternal baby complications, we were taught about late decelerations of a baby's heartbeat and what to do about it. And if you know, a late deceleration in that baby's heartbeat is bad. It's bad. It's bad. So as a nursing student, we needed to know that this is due to placental insufficiency. Did you hear that? I remembered. Thank you. And if this is going on, you must execute immediate action. I got that, didn't I? That's right. And when she was instructing this powerful but petite woman went, flip, forward, and flow. Y'all know. Y'all saw that. Flip, forward, and flow. Woo! That went to your soul. It went, okay. Did it not? Y'all remember that to this day. Y'all lived it in more ways than one. See, the mother had to be flipped on her side. Then we had to make sure to increase her IV fluids and make sure she was getting that oxygen flow because there's danger. And it was the memory of these words, flip, fluid, and flow, that made me realize we have all experienced the flip, fluid, and flow. All of us. What do you mean, Lynn? Oh, let me tell you. So throughout nursing school, we've had to flip our agendas. We've had to flip our desires, our dreams, our plans along the way, even occasionally flipping our head as we hold on to the next assignment. Man, things had to flip. Even our families had to flip the familiar in order to walk along the journey with us. They had to flip the amount of time spent or flip duties around the home in order to let us study the billion PowerPoints and the billion chapters in the ginormous Brunner book. 8 pounds later, we all had to have surgery for hernias. Yes, a lot of flipping, a lot of flipping. But in those accounts of flipping, we became more fluid. We became more flexible. We became more efficient and able to withstand greater intensity and pressure because we were filling up with the fluid and the fuel that we needed in order to become more, to become better, and to become more equipped to truly make a difference and be a difference to the patients we will encounter. Then with that flipping and with the fluid that we were empowered with, we began to flow. We began to flow in our abilities, our skills, our piecing things together. Maybe not right at first, but along the way, we experienced those breakthrough moments of, oh my golly day, I'm thinking like a nurse. Woo! We began to have greater ability to flow in our critical thinking. Well, maybe not according to that last ATI critical thinking test, but just saying, maybe not. We began to flow in our ability to rise up from the difficult situations and walk through it with less hesitancy and greater confidence. We flipped fluid and flowed our way through the intensity of the birthing canal of nursing school, and we made it to this point. So I look to you students, all of you, and I wholeheartedly encourage you to be acutely aware of your ability, to be the person that is bringing the hope and the help to that patient during their time of vulnerability and times riddled by fears. Do this in spite of the bad day you're having. Do this in spite of the way that patient just treated you. Do this knowing that you have the ability to flip your switch on and be the lamp, be the light to the ones that are having a hard time seeing through their pain and fear. You have the ability to flip your own mental switch and push away the doubts, push away the fears, and push through your hesitancies. You have the ability to be filled with the fluid of compassion and care that is the source of your light. If you're not moved and motivated by compassion and care, then you will never shine. So make sure that you stay filled up with the compassion and care that will make a difference. That gives hope. That simply brings a smile to that patient's face. You have the ability and the equipping to flow, to let your light flow and penetrate the deepest, darkest of hearts. And in closing, we have all grown. We have all changed. We have become more than we were when we first started. Never, ever let that stop. Ever. Continue to grow, continue to change, continue to be more than you were the day before. And in doing so, you will make a difference. Being the not-so-youngest student in the class, I have looked at many of you as my school kids. Now I'm going to adopt all of you and say this in front of everyone. I'm immensely proud of this class. You are amazing. You are strong, you are enduring, and you are courageous. Thank you for making a difference in my life. Thank you in advance for the difference you're going to make in others' lives. So now go, December RN class of 2022. Flip, fluid, and flow your way to the hearts of everyone you meet and rock your world.
Okay, so my work here is done. It's over, we're done. She kind of had the mic drop, so. All right, so thank you so much to both of our speakers. At this time, I would like to introduce Hope Jaco from the West Campus, and she will introduce our guest speaker.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hope Jaco. I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. I have the honor of introducing our guest speaker, Dr. Morris Stafford. Dr. Morris Stafford has 30 years of healthcare experience, including 14 years of leadership. In 1992, she worked as a nurse in Panama with retired workers from the construction of the Panama Canal. She joined HCA Florida in 2002 as a staff RN. In 2008, she transitioned to the Director of Orthopedic and Neuroscience at Brandon Regional Hospital. She completed the HCA Chief Nursing Officer Development Program in 2012 and successfully obtained a chief nursing officer position at Southern Hills Hospital and Medical Center in Las Vegas in 2013. After 3 years, she returned to Florida as the associate chief nursing officer at Citrus Memorial Hospital in Inverness, Florida. From 2018 to 2021, Maura was the associate dean of nursing at Rasmussen University. She returned to HCA Florida in August 2021 in an interim leadership capacity at Northside Hospital. In January 2022, Maura joined HCA Florida Bayonet Point Hospital as the interim associate chief nursing officer. And in June 2022, she accepted the position full-time. Dr. Stafford attained a Bachelor of Science in Nursing from the University of Panama in 1992, a Master's in Science of Nursing with a concentration in Clinical Nurse Leader from the University of South Florida in 2008, a Master's in Business Administration from Phoenix University in 2011, and a doctorate in nursing practice from Walden University in 2019. So please help me welcome Dr. Maura Stafford.
Good afternoon. Sorry. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today. I want to say to the graduates and family, good afternoon. Today, I want to share a story of a little girl born in Panama of parents who did not finish high school. This little girl, at age 7, was in the hospital, and one night, her doctor told her parents that she would not make it overnight. During that time, a doctor that was not supposed to be there, he came through, and he heard the conversation, and he spoke to that doctor and my parents and said he thought of one treatment plan, and if it worked, she would wake up in the morning. That morning, the little girl remembered vividly waking up, and she heard the noise out the window, and she tried to pull herself up to look out the window, and something fell to the ground, which made a crashing sound. And all in a sudden, she saw doctors, nurses, and her parents coming through that door and started applauding. Later on, at age 11, that little girl lost her grandmother, and she thought was the best person in the whole world. So tragedy hit for her, and that day, she decided that she would be a nurse. That little girl was me. After high school, I entered a 4-year degree program and attained a bachelor's in science of nursing from the University of Panama. But before I finished the program, when I was in my 3rd year, another tragedy. I was hit by a car. I was in the hospital for 2 months. And I remember I was so devastated, and I tried to go back to school using crutches, and it was very difficult, having to ask somebody to take me back and forth to make it to school. And I decided, you know what, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. So I had to wait for 9 months before I could even think about going back to school. And at that point, I was so disheartening. And I said to my parents and my family, I'm not doing this. I'm not going back to school. But those brothers, I'm telling you, those older brothers, they don't let you give up, right? I remember vividly, my brother came into my room and he said to me, I don't think so. You are going back to school, even if I have to carry you on my back. So I went back to school and I graduated in 1992. My first job after I finished school working in Panama was at that night emergency clinic. And I'm sharing this story just so you can see the difference. In 1992, my first job as a nurse working night shift, I was making $150 per month. Per month. Now, with the construction of the Panama Canal, everything was reverting back to the Panamanian government, and I had the privilege to interview for a position. And the reason I was selected was because I was bilingual. And I went from overnight making $150 per month to making $1,000 per month. And that was unheard of in Panama. So there was a great success in my career where it started. I moved to the United States in 1998. While I was waiting for the NCLEX, I decided to work as a phlebotomist at a large hospital in Sarasota, Florida. And I tell you, the reason I share this is because through that experience, I gained great IV skills, you know. So after working there and passing the NCLEX, I was able to work, I'm just moving along in the ICU in 2007. And the reason I mention that is this very shy young girl from Panama, I never thought I could work in a high energy hospital site like ICU or ED. But I did it, and I loved it. Unfortunately, I had another accident, was rear-ended by a car, and I had to change career. So what was really, I think, beneficial for me is that I've worked in that hospital now for several years. So the director of the ICU recognized that I needed to move on. And she went and spoke to the case manager director, and they hired me on the spot without even interviewing me. While I was working as a case manager, I decided to go back to school and got my master's degree. I got my master's degree in science of nursing from the University of Panama. And after I finished that in 2008, one of my mentors said to me, why don't you apply for a director position? Director position, that was never in my plan to become a leader in a hospital setting. But I did. I applied, I got the job. I did really well. Within 6 months, the CNO at the job, she offered me a second unit, which was not doing well, and I turned that unit around within 4 months period, where the doctors used to write orders to say that they wanted patients admitted to either one of my units. But another life event happened while I was in that role. In 2010, April 19, I will never forget, I had a stroke. And that was devastating, but not, I was able to still move. I lost my right vision, which eventually I recover, not fully, but I recover my vision. In 2012, I was selected to become to interview for the CNO development program with HCA. That year, they had 1,000 candidates, and they were only selecting 12, and I was blessed to be one of them. When I went through that program, I was assigned to a hospital for 14 months, and after that, I achieved a chief nursing officer position in Las Vegas. After being in Vegas for 3 years, I had to come back to the beautiful Florida. There's no beaches out there, right? So I decided to come back to Florida, and I was the associate chief nursing officer at another HCA facility here in Florida. 2018, I became the associate dean at a nursing program. 2019, I achieved my doctorate in nursing practice, and the reason I mentioned this, in my whole family line, no one has achieved this degree. But what I'm glad to hear is that many of my siblings are in nursing program and have attained master's degree, and many of them have told me that it's because I have inspired them to pursue that, and many of my cousins that reach out to say that to me. So I say all of this because through my career, I experienced life events. You guys heard many of them, not all. I experienced disappointments. I experienced hurdles. But despite all of that, I still achieved a very successful career that I remember talking to my sister not long ago, and she said to me, if you were to start all over again, what would you do? I said, I would be a nurse. And she said, you sure you still will be a nurse with all of this and pandemic and everything? I said, more so than ever, I will be a nurse. So sometimes our biggest disappointments lead us to our biggest blessings. Trust the plan even when you don't understand the plan. Despite all of that, I've always given my very best in every role that I work in. And because of that, many people have recognized me and asked me to apply or to do a job that I personally, this little girl from Panama, never thought I could do. The profession of nursing needs people that will not give up, that will continue to give their very best. Most of all, we need each other. So please remember each other right here, right? We need to create an environment where we help each other, we support each other, and we help each other succeed. I want to ask every graduate and nurses in the auditorium to raise your hand. If you're a nurse, raise your hand. The nursing profession, thank you. The nursing profession is 4.2 million strong, and we will need more nurses now more than ever to take care of patients. We need each other. We need each other. Helping others, encouraging others are often acts of being kind that have more meaning than you can ever realize. Strong people stand up for themselves, but stronger people stand up for others. In essence, if we want to direct our life, we must take control of consistent actions. It's not what we do once in a while that shape our life, it's what we do consistently. And I want to leave you with this, and it's from Dr. Seuss, one of my favorites. It says, life is too short to wake up in the morning with regrets. So love the people who treat you right. Forgive the ones who don't, and believe that everything happens for a reason. If you get a chance, take it. If it changes your life, let it. Nobody said it will be easy, right? Nobody said it will be easy. They just promise it will be worth it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Stafford, for your inspiring words and your continued support as one of our clinical partners. You are much appreciated. At this time, we will move to the formal part of the pinning ceremony, and I would like to give a little history of that pinning ceremony. It is a tradition that originated in the 1860s at the Nightingale School of Nursing in London. Florence Nightingale chose to honor her nursing students by presenting each graduate with a medal. This afternoon, you will see the symbolic recreation of this nursing tradition as each student receives his or her nursing pin. The nursing pin represents the student's association with PHSC, as well as the nursing profession. The act of pinning marks a significant milestone for each of these students, the rite of passage into the nursing profession. The pin serves to remind everyone of nursing's historic promise to serve others. Graduates, as we begin, please take a moment to reflect on your experiences and imagine your professional future. It's unlimited. Consider the power your nursing presence will have on the life of each human being you encounter during your profession. Offering a smile to a frightened child, comforting the sick, and taking the time to hold a frail hand. That is the true power of your nursing presence. At this time, the nursing graduates will receive their pins. Nursing faculty who are pinning, will you please step forward? Guys ready? Okay. We will begin with West Campus. Shalyn Archer, Amber Barefoot, and Danielle Barrow. Kim Bonawit, Laura Cardenas, Catherine DeRosa. Amanda Elkington, Caitlin Harris, Micah Hassinger. Hope Jaco, Laura Jaramillo, Jennifer Levine. Elizabeth Luna, Mallory Marco, Alexis McLaughlin. Casey Myers, Angelica Michalopoulos, Serena Ojeda. Nicole Pick, Pamela Sherwood, Dina Tamburino. Alexis Sampanidis, Lysandra Vasquez, Tyler Williams. Rhea Wolf. Please give a round of applause for West Campus graduates. And now we will move to Porter Campus. Chad Abdelrahim, Vincent Alcedo, James Barber. Tanari Becerra, Rafael Castro, Matthew Cerro. Xiomara de Carvalho, Erica Cannon, Casey Lemansky. Caitlin McWilliams, Antonio Minozzi, Brianna Miller. Masako Miyasaka, Marie Nicole Manalem, Sarah Mosley. Sathesh Molay, Lauriana Mulligan, Jacob Ortiz. Amanda Ortner, Fabiola Padilla, Angela Petrovska. Veronica Lynn Potts, Cameron Reed, Daniel Richter. Kaylee Ritzenthaler, there's always one. Jennifer Rivers, Joshua Santiago. Brittany Shea, Tiffany Urbanak, Lorena Zayas. Or two in this group. And please give a round of applause for Porter Campus. When Florence Nightingale was attending to the sick and wounded soldiers during the Crimean War, lighted candles were used to guide the way for her nurses when making their rounds. Seeing the candle flame followed by the nurse's visit brought comfort to the wounded soldiers. Today, the bright flame symbolizes knowledge, enlightenment, experience, compassion, and hope. The lighting of the lamp is accompanied by the Nightingale Pledge that is recited as an act of dedication to the ideals of nursing. Graduates, as you recite the Nightingale Pledge, listen to the words. Remember that the profession you have chosen is grounded in the knowledge of science, the comportment of professionalism, and the beautiful art of caring. Please stand. While the graduates finish lighting their lamps, I invite anyone in the audience or on stage who is a nurse to stand and recite the Nightingale Pledge along with our graduates. Graduates and guests who are nurses, please repeat after me. I solemnly pledge myself before God, and in the presence of this assembly, to pass my life in integrity, and to practice my profession ethically. I will maintain competency and be always mindful of patient safety. I will not take or knowingly administer any harmful drug. I will do all in my power to elevate the standard of my profession and will hold in confidence all personal matters coming to my keeping and all family matters committed to my knowledge during my nursing practice. With loyalty, I endeavor to devote myself to the welfare of those committed to my care. Nursing graduates, congratulations on your accomplishments. This cohort has got some spirit. You may now extinguish your lamps and be seated. For closing remarks, I would like to introduce our Dean of Nursing, Dr. Billy Gabbard.
Thank you. I have a couple of statements to make before I give my remarks. Veronica, where are you? There you are. I'm pleading the fifth on the pig comment, okay? Pleading the fifth. And I also want to say we now are going to implement a new policy in the program just for you called What Happens in Nursing Orientation Stays in Nursing Orientation. And Miss Nicole, great job on your speech, but it is very evident that we had a kitchen remodel, fall in love, get married. One person, I believe you said, got pregnant twice. You all did not listen in orientation as good as Veronica did, so, okay? No. Oh my gosh. So, well, first let me say congratulations, and we are here to celebrate you and your enormous event today. So we are so proud of you. You began your program 2 years ago in what must seem an eternity in many ways. However, you blinked and it's over. I mean, it's like you were about to just walk out to this world as an RN. So what I want to say to you is that you are about to become an RN. That's big. You are about to become an RN. You are going to be responsible for the lives of others. If this causes you both to get excited and be a bit fearful, that is good. You cannot have one without the other, okay? So there's a purpose for orientation, you see, Veronica. Little fear, a little, yeah. So daily you will have stressors, families needing support, dying patients, demands of the providers, and 1,000 tasks at hand each day. How you handle these stressful times will speak volumes to your character. Your personal priorities must be set aside as you develop into a compassionate care provider. There are key characteristics that our caring, compassionate nurses must possess, which perhaps contributes to the tenacity required of a nurse to keep moving forward in challenging situations. Thus, each one of you got here today. You stuck to it. Altruism, selflessness, a desire to help others with no anticipated gain for self. One cannot effectively be a nurse and care for others if the focus is on oneself. Caring for others is the foundation of what we do. Integrity, always doing what is right, even in the most difficult situations. In your career, you will be challenged many times with situations that will require you to take a stand and do what is right. The decision you have to make may not be the popular decision, and that does not always feel comfortable, but make the right decision anyway. Never compromise your integrity. Empathy, to understand how others feel by observing and listening to others. The nurse's ability to empathize with patients, colleagues, and others promotes strong bonds with those in which the nurse engages. Grit, courage, and strength. As you probably have discovered, nursing is not for the faint of heart. There will be days when you are challenged more than you can imagine. The patients are sicker, the nursing shortage is growing, the expectations of nurses are increasing, the resources are limited, the pay is often not compensatory to the responsibilities and duties required of a nurse, and those are your good days. Okay? Yet, you are ready to go out into the workforce as an RN. You will get through the rough days, and you know those rough days tend to go away. You don't remember those as much. However, you will never forget the first birth you are part of, the child who gave you a hug when you were their nurse, or the tears that you shed alongside the family. I didn't expect that, so all right, as you support them through the dying process of a loved one. This is what makes nurses special. In closing, we are hopeful that as PHSC graduates, you will serve our communities well. Be the nurses that make a difference. Congratulations, graduating RN class of December 2022. Well deserved. And audience, I ask that you please rise as the graduates recess out of the auditorium. Thank you.